Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
What the fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as we know.
Who said he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've
Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
What the fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as we know.
Who said he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh,
Well, whoa, it's very staticky.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, there it goes.
Better? All right, it's better
Yeah,
now.
there we
Okay.
go. Okay, good. All right. I was like, please, God, don't let there be more audio issues.
Oh, back to static again.
Hang on. All right, let's try this. Hold up.
Every time I go to say
How
well.
about that?
All right, now I think
That
it's good.
sound good? Does it sound low?
Well. That sounds a little bit low. I don't
That's
care.
okay. I think we're all right. Let me bump these up a little bit. I think we're good. I think we're okay. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one. Sean, it's been a little bit. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. We've had life. I've had work, unfortunately.
Life,
Snowstorm.
work, blizzards. Yeah, we haven't had shit for time lately, which has sucked. But finally, we're back. So here we are. We're doing our damn thing. We're back on the show, back live with you, right here, row one, seat one, Joey Fats Radio, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. 774-992-8702 is the number if you want to give us a call. Boy, Sean, do we have a lot to get into tonight.
Yeah, no shit.
Breaking news just minutes before we came on the air. The Max Crosby to the Ravens trade is nixed. It will not happen. We will get into that. We will get into all of the free agency happenings. I think Sean and I are probably going to share a brain here on the free agent market and how things are going so far, because
Yeah.
your team ain't doing nothing. My team ain't doing nothing.
We've done some stuff, but nothing I'm overly excited about besides one signing, which was not like a home run signing.
No. And it was just an average signing, and that's fine.
I like the player. He was actually a Denver Bronco way back when.
Oh, Draymond Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like Draymond. That was a good. I was thinking, well, didn't you guys grab Romeo Dobbs too? Well,
Dude, Romeo Dobbs makes Amendola look like a fucking Iron Man. When we signed Amendola, I was like, popsicle sticks. Romeo Dobbs is worse than popsicle sticks.
yeah, your mic does sound a little shitty.
Hey,
All right.
hey, there was 3 feet of snow on your roof. Give it a goddamn break.
No, I know. I got to upgrade the mics this week. Fuck. All right, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Buying new
That's all
microphones.
right.
Well, I had to steal Paul's because mine shit the bed.
Oh yeah, it did.
This one.
Hold on, let me plug mine back in a little bit more. Maybe it's the.
It's just a little loose.
Sorry for the audio quality.
It's a little loosey goosey.
Better? Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? I can tweak it here. I can just play with your volume.
That's fine.
But we'll get into all of the free agency happenings and non-happenings if you're a New England Patriots or a Denver Broncos fan. We'll tell you why to take your fucking just take your foot away from the ledge. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Championships are not always won in the first 2 days of free agency.
I don't
Calm
like
down.
anybody's free agency. I don't name one team that's been like, wow, what a great nobody.
All right, so let's start with free agency before we get into the Max Crosby trade that got nixed. Let's just address the elephant in the room here. This free agent class kind of fucking sucked.
Yeah.
There was, like, you and I were looking at it from a couple of weeks ago. We were sitting, like, looking at how much cap space New England and Denver were going to have and how much money we were going to have to play with. And we're thinking, like, holy shit, this is going right back to, like, 2014, where it's just going to be a venerable arms race between the Broncos and the Patriots, and everything's going to be awesome, and it's going to be great, and we're going to have all this money and all these people flying around. And is Sean as loud as?
I don't see anything.
Okay, Sean is all right. Well, try that. Does that sound better? Am I better now, Destry? We thought that we were going to have like this arms race of players just flying off the board. And then you look at it, and Sean, at the end of the day, this free agent class kind of fucking sucked. It was very lackluster. I mean, Kenneth Walker was arguably the prized possession, the prized player of this free agent class.
Mm-hmm.
And we're basically taking this dude on, like, on 2 games that he played. And I'm like, so when you really break it down, guys like George Pickens got, the restricted free agent tender. He was gone off the market. Who else got the Breece Hall was a restricted free agent. Got the tender. So there was right off the rip, you had 2 offensive players, like from a Broncos standpoint,
Yeah.
that you were really heavy on, like really high on, like, oh man, if we could get one of those 2 or both,
Yep.
then maybe that would be awesome. Didn't happen. And okay, so it leaves the pool of players relatively depleted. So I'm reading through Twitter and I'm going through social media, and everybody in Broncos Nation and Patriots fans alike are losing their fucking minds
Yeah, I hate that.
because they have all this cap space and they're not spending any money on somebody. I'm like, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to go out and overpay for fucking Juwan Jennings? Do you want them to go over?
Oh God, no.
Do you want them to go overpay for Kenneth Walker?
Again, no. For us, no.
Because Kenneth Walker to me is Larry Brown 2.0. For those of you who don't know who Larry Brown is that are too young to know, Larry Brown was the defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys in 1995, won Super Bowl MVP against the Steelers, had a pick six. The Raiders gave him a boatload of money that very next offseason in free agency, and he went to Oakland and was just meh.
Wasn't he another Dexter Jackson, too, like from Tampa Bay?
Kind of, sort of, like just won the MVP. Yeah, he won the MVP, and it was like, all right, yeah, he's a good player, but he wasn't worth the money that he got.
Yeah.
At the time, he got big time dollars.
I do think that the Chiefs will use it because Isaiah Pacheco kind of wore out his welcome in Kansas City, and he's gone. I think he's with the Giants now.
Pacheco was it the Lions or the Giants?
I thought it was the Giants.
It's one of those two. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a blue team. But, yeah, he kind of wore out his welcome. I do think Kenneth Walker III will fit in very well there, especially if Patrick Mahomes is back in time. I know they're bringing back Kelsey for one more year again. But that's neither here or there. We all thought Kelsey was retiring. Kelsey just seems to be just using one more year just to pay for his wedding at this point. That's all it really feels like.
Right.
He's like, I'm coming back for 1 year. It's like, cool. What does that do? It does absolutely nothing for us. Now we know you're definitely retiring at the end of the season.
And all the people that are losing their shit, they're like, God, Jesus Christ, how the fuck could you let Kenneth Walker go to that chase? And I'm like, who cares?
I do think that's a good move for the Chiefs.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good move, not for the money.
No, the money is crazy.
The money's insane. And that's why I said I didn't want anything to do with Kenneth Walker prior, and you know this because you and I have been talking to the group chat. I know we haven't had a show.
Yeah.
We really didn't get to address this. Had we had a show last week and we've been able to do one, I would have told you I'm okay with not signing Kenneth Walker.
Correct.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I would have rather had taken a Travis Etienne if the price was right.
Who got good money too.
But even at that kind of price tag, I was like, eh.
No, 13, 14 million. You know, I learned something this free agency. I learned something this free agency when it started. Because when we started talking pre-free agency and Alec Pierce, and the Patriots were very heavily interested in Alec Pierce, and I was like, I like Pierce as a player, but I didn't like him for the number they were talking about, right? I'm like, you know what? I just got to let go of that because the cap is exploding by leaps and bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this a few years ago, and we had this discussion when we were, who fucking got the contract? It was 2 years ago. Someone got the contract, and I was like, that's crazy to me, like how much they paid this man. It wasn't Mahomes. It was someone after Mahomes. Was it Trevor Lawrence?
Had to have been.
I think it was Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, because Justin Herbert hasn't gotten paid yet, has he? Oh, no, Herbert has got paid.
Yes, but I didn't think that contract was that outrageous.
I think it was the Trevor Lawrence one that you were like,
because he had never done anything
weren't
at that
the
point.
Jaguars like on the verge of like, shit, should we move on from this guy? Is
yes,
he a bust?
And they gave him a gigantic contract for no reason, and it was just very questionable. And then you were kind of like, yes, but in 2 years' time, this is going to mean nothing because how the salary cap is exploding. And it's true. The salary cap just jumped like another like 15, 20 million this year. And I know,
Go up another 15, 20 next year.
Yeah, and I know the bottom players are getting paid more and the middle guys are getting paid more. And like that's all well and
it's
fine.
It's a sliding scale.
It is. So when I heard Alex Pierce got 30, I'm like, 30's the new 18 from like 8 years ago.
Well, you got to remember, when it comes to number 2 wide receivers, and everybody who's losing their fucking tits over number 2 wide receivers, which is what most of these guys got, right? Like,
yes.
You look at Alec Pierce. Who was the other one? The other free agent wide receiver that just signed. Not Mike Evans, but
Evans did sign too.
Yeah, but not him. It was somebody else that came off the board relatively quick.
Hold.
But they got $20 million a year too, or close to it. What you have to remember is that most number 1 wide receivers now are getting $40 million a year. Jamar and Justin Jefferson set the market for number 1 wide receivers. They're making 38 and I think 40 million respectively.
They did.
So now a number 2 is going to get half of that, or maybe even more. And it's just a sliding scale. You've got to remember, like, quarterbacks take up what 20 to 25% of your cap every year. That's
typically, yes.
That's the the typical number that they go for. So that's kind of that's just where you're at. Like the sticker shock of free agency. This happens every year, and it always amazes me because we go through this every single time the cap goes up, where people are like, "I can't believe they're paying this guy this much money." And it's like, yeah, but there's X amount more money percentage-wise available.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Right.
For Tennessee, I thought he got a crazy high number too, because he was just like.
He's just a good player, but he's not an
Yes.
elite game-changing player. So, but we go through, like I said, we go through this every year where people like freak the fuck out. They get sticker shock at how much these guys are getting. And I'm like, nah, dude, like it's still the same percentage as the guy who got last year. It just looks like more because, well, the number is more, but the cap is higher. So the
Correct.
teams don't feel it as much. It's just so you have to roll with that aspect of it. Now, when it comes to the running back market, you and I have been talking about this. We went through this a couple years ago, and it kind of started with Le'Veon Bell when he hit free agency a few years ago, and everybody was just like, "Yeah, we ain't paying you." And then that started kind of the trend of not paying running backs,
Yeah, big time.
and running back salaries just kind of, to say they bottomed out would be an understatement. We've been seeing running backs now to the point where, like, the league is like, okay, like, you guys can't fucking be paying. You got to pay them something. And GMs and teams are like, no, we don't. Like, we'll just turn and burn them. Like, we don't care. They're 2-3 year wonders, and that's it. Every once in a while, you'll get a Saquon or a Derrick Henry, somebody who's really good, a Christian McCaffrey. But those guys are so far and few between that there's no point in paying them $20, $22, $25 million a year. So teams don't. And the league dictates the way the game is played in the league, the way the rules are set up, dictate the salaries. They dictate what's important. We all know quarterbacks are the most important. Then you have pass rushers, corners, and wide receivers fourth.
Yeah.
Because and I only put wide receivers fourth because you need them, and you need 4 or 5 or 6 of them to win a Super Bowl.
You can interchange wide receiver with just like receiver and like put that wide receiver / tight end. Anybody that's
Sure.
a receiver out there.
You just call it a fucking super flex at this point. Could be a running back, wide receiver,
Yes,
or a tight end.
Because how many quarterbacks would like back in the day? Drew Brees would always pick on fucking Jimmy Graham, or back in the day you'd have Drew Brees when he was in San Diego would
Or
pick Antonio Gates.
Darren Sproles out of the backfield.
Oh my God, Darren Sproles
know-
was used way too much.
You know, like,
what do you have?
how-
80 receptions one year?
How many fucking times did Darren Sproles steal a touchdown from somebody that you actually needed on the Saints?
Who was the fat dude on the goal line stealer for the Chargers that Sproles would steal touchdowns from? The chubby running back that the Chargers
Michael
had.
Turner?
Yes, Turner.
Turner the burner was, well, no, it was because it was LT and Turner.
And then it was Turner and
then
Sproles.
Turner went to the Falcons.
I thought Turner and Sproles were there for a while.
No, Sproles was there with. No, then Sproles went to the Saints. Turner
Yes,
went to the
he did.
Falcons.
Okay.
LT went to the Jets. No, but you're thinking of but there was touchdown like T.J. Duckett, right? Famous,
Oh,
infamous
my God.
fucking touchdown vulture. For
Hated
those of
that
you who
dude.
are fantasy
Hated
players,
that dude.
like you hated to see him, or that year, they gave Steven Jackson had 2 touchdowns, 1,500 yards, 2 touchdowns, because they would just give it to the fucking fullback on the goal line every time they got in the 5. You're like, why?
Bullshit.
It was fucking annoying as shit. But the thing is that the running back position has fallen so out of value for NFL teams, it's being reflected in the price tag. Now, I don't think, in my honest opinion, I don't think that Kenneth Walker moves the needle for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, does he fill a need? Yes. But do they have other bigger needs? Also, yes. Like, I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to suddenly turn into a power-running football team with Pat Mahomes under center. Now, they could, but their offensive line is pretty shoddy.
Mm-hmm.
They got some gaps to fill there. And then on top of that, I honestly don't believe in Kenneth Walker. I mean, this is a guy that was on the bench, and the only reason he got his time to shine
Because of injury.
was because of injury.
Yes.
And he came in, and he did an excellent job through the playoffs, and everybody watched those 3 games, and everybody knows how good he looked in those 3 games.
Yeah.
And that's what you're paying him on, those 3 games. You have no fucking idea how this guy is going to fare over a 18 to 21 game schedule.
It's like Sam Gatto from Green Bay.
And
years
Gatto
ago.
we trust,
Yeah.
2003.
The voodoo witch
Voodoo
doctor.
witch doctor. Sam
Dude.
Gatto. There's a fucking name for you fantasy nerds.
Dude, that dude.
You know how many fucking teams that guy saved fantasy wise?
Me, I was one of them.
Yeah, my buddy Buckley was one too. My
Because
buddy Tom.
I lost like all my running backs, and he was like a waiver wire pickup, and all of a sudden he was just running wild for Green
I'll
Bay.
never forget my buddy Tom. He just texted me and being like, "Dude, Gatto, in Gatto we trust. Like, yeah, and it was just fucking hilarious. I'm like, who? And he's like, Sam Con Gatto. And then the Sam Con Gatto thing kicked off, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah.
And then he's like, all I want to do is go to medical school. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was hilarious.
And then he just went back to like Senegal or wherever the fuck he was
Yes.
from, and was just like, I go to medical school and be doctor now. And you're like,
And he is a doctor now.
yeah. And I was like, oh, good for you, because he is again he was like one of the million Denver running backs that popped up over the years.
Yes.
The Olandis Garys.
Yes.
Mike Anderson had a pretty good career, but like Olandis Gary, Reuben Drones, Howard Griffith, those guys that came and went like pretty quick. Tatum Bell, decent career.
Tatum Bell
too.
was around a while.
But those guys, again, like, we used to see this specifically with the Mike Shanahan tree of coaches, where like running backs were just interchangeable. Now, everybody's like, oh, Terrell Davis is only that good because, he was in the Shanahan system. Whoa, hold on. A lot of guys were in the Shanahan system. Nobody did what TD did. TD was special.
Yes.
TD was an elite back in an elite system.
And it was injured. Good injuries ended his career
Because
too early.
Brian Greasy couldn't fucking stop throwing picks. But
Really quick, I have to add this. This is like breaking, up to date news.
all right.
So Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network an hour ago said that the Ravens are basically blaming this on the Raiders because the Raiders didn't fully disclose the medical records to them
Ooh.
because of how bad the knee was. And the Raiders didn't say anything. They put out that social media post that was just like, we have no comment at this time.
Yep.
Like, they backed out of the deal. Tom Pelissero, from 10 minutes ago, word around the league is Baltimore got basically gun-shy with the deal and is using a fake injury to back out of the deal.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because now they look like, oh, everyone's telling us we made a bad deal because we're giving up 2 firsts and our team sucks.
Didn't Baltimore do this exact same thing with the Terrell Owens signing back in 2004?
Did they?
Didn't they come to an agreement with T.O. back in the day and then back out of it at like the 11th hour?
Wasn't it only a verbal agreement though?
But they still backed out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
Baltimore kind of has a fucking. I'm starting to notice a theme
Well,
with
Frank
Baltimore.
Gore did that a couple years ago too, when he verbally committed to the Eagles and then went to Indianapolis.
Well, it's like Adam Schefter said on yesterday at noon. Hey guys, just a reminder. All these deals are verbal. Nothing can be official until 4 p.m. on Wednesday? Tomorrow? Like, nothing can be official till tomorrow. So all of these deals that you're seeing, like right now, yeah, Kenneth Walker's agreed with the Chiefs. That deal could be nixed in the next, 12, 14 hours.
Diana Rossini, right now.
I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm
Correct.
just using it as an example.
Diana Rossini has reached out to the teams that Max Crosby has asked to play for, which were Cowboys, Patriots, Ravens, and I don't know, it was another one. I think the Bills, she said. She heard back from the Cowboys immediately. The Cowboys will not be re-engaging in trade discussions with
They
the
can't.
Raiders.
They already traded for Rashawn Gary.
I know, and I guarantee you, what's his name?
Is Jerry Jones
He
fucking
is
living right
pissed.
now? He's
He is
got to be.
pissed.
All right, so let's dive into the Max Crosby trade. All right, we said what we got to say.
It's red hot right
so
now.
basically, my point on free agency, especially if you're a Denver or New England fan, fucking relax. Because and I'll say this. This will be my last point on this because I do want to get to this Max Crosby thing. But the bottom line is that this free agency period was fucking lackluster. It was lackluster. It didn't have as much pop as everybody thought it would. I mean, you had Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, and Devin Lloyd being the top 3 best.
Devin Lloyd just signed with the Panthers today.
Yeah, but those were like your 3 best players in free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no good receivers. Cade Otton was a free agent, could have hit the market, been a decent tight end.
Cade Otton did hit the free agency.
But he went back to Tampa.
He went back to Tampa.
Tampa kept
But
him.
he was an okay tight end. He wasn't like a world breaker.
No, I mean, no one's writing home about Cade Otton if your fucking team signs him. But looking at the list of top remaining free agents, and you tell me which one of these guys really just stops the show and catches your eye. Trey Hendrickson, Tariq Woolen, Rasheed Walker, Chig Okonkwo, tight end, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Bird, Caden Ellis, Leo Chanel, Greg Paul, Nick Cross, Levon Chisen, Kyler Murray, Bradley
Chisen.
Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Taylor Decker, Elton Jennings, Calvin Austin III, Deebo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, Wyatt Taylor, Bobby Okereke. I know it's Okereke, but I like to say Okereke. Dallas Goedert, David Njoku, DJ Reader, and Rashad White.
Yeah, no, it's not like a great. It's a mid list.
That's what's left. So which one of those guys are you willing to go fucking overpay for?
You know what?
Because honestly, outside of like, as a Denver fan, David Njoku kind of grabs my attention a little bit. If you could get him on a pretty team-friendly deal, I would be okay with it. However,
Oh, he's still fast as shit.
with Davis Webb calling the plays now in Denver, I really like Evan Ingram's production chances this year.
Okay.
Because if you go back and watch the preseason when Davis Webb called the plays,
Yeah.
Evan Ingram was killing it. Evan Ingram was getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 targets a game.
No, I think the Joker could do well in Denver. He seems to fit that system pretty well.
But I'm not like beating my horse to get what? I'm not banging the table to get him at this point. Like, I just think he's a good player. He's okay, but that's it. So fucking relax. Like, you know who fucking overpays and wins free agency? Teams like the Raiders, the Jaguars, the Jets. Like, those are the teams that win in March and then go 4-12 in the regular season.
The Jets, we can talk about making no sense of anything they're doing.
None. They're bringing back Geno Smith, for Christ's sakes.
To start.
I mean, to talk about just what the fuck is going on. Shit franchise. This is why bad teams stay bad.
To start.
Bad teams overpay for mediocre talent in free agency. Because what do you do in free agency? You overpay for mid-level talent. Because elite talent rarely, if ever, gets to the market in free agency. Now, and you can probably speak to this too. As a Denver fan, part of our free agency was re-signing Pat Surtain on an extension, getting Nick Benito an extension, getting Zach Allen an extension, getting Garrett Bowles an extension.
I did see the Singleton thing today, too. I think he's a great linebacker, but it was only a 2-year deal.
I'm sorry, did I say Singleton? I meant Nick Benito.
I know you meant Benito. Benito was done last year, I thought.
Yeah, right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we did those deals mid-season. That was part of our free agency haul.
Absolutely.
Like, we went out and we got an elite pass rusher. 2 of them, if you consider Zach Allen and Nick Benito, both elite defensive linemen, defensive players. We went out and we signed arguably the best left tackle in the game right now.
For sure.
All right? Like, that was part of the free agency haul. So, calm the fuck down. All right? And there's still trades to be made. Draft night is a couple of weeks away. We're, 44 days away from the draft. We got plenty of time. There's so much more to be done. Keeping Justin Strnad and Alex Singleton in Denver was huge.
Mm-hmm.
You keep 2 dogs on that defense. You let go of Dre Greenlaw, which sucks because I had really high hopes for Greenlaw. But at the end of the day, he couldn't stay on the field. He only played in 8 games and started 7. And not for nothing, but like I can't really go back and think of any play that Dre Greenlaw made where I'm like, oh, fuck, like, yeah, we got to keep him. Alex Singleton, on the other hand, I can think of a couple of plays that he made, especially the forced fumble against the Bills in the playoff game with that absolutely perfect form tackle. So everyone's losing their fucking minds over free agency, which just, it annoys the shit out of me. If you're like, well, the 2015 Broncos, they went out and they got, Aqib Talib and T.J. Ward and Darian Stewart and DeMarcus Ware. And I'm like, yeah, but name me one guy on this free agent market that's as good as any of those 4.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't one. None of them hit free agency. So, fuck off. Shut up. It's not like, and I get it, and you and I preach this all the time. If you're not getting better in the NFL, you're getting worse. But sometimes by keeping your own talent and keeping the guys that you drafted that you believed in because you drafted them.
Sometimes, yes. The
by
good
keeping
ones.
them in-house, that's a win.
Correct.
Like, who was it? Who was the wide receiver that just signed a little while ago? Like earlier today. Fuck.
The same team?
Yeah, it was a free agent. Was he from the Jags? Not Brian Thomas Jr. He's not available. He's available for trade, perhaps. But Fuck off. Who was it? Anyway, basically had an identical stat line to Troy Franklin.
That was Romeo Dobbs.
Was it Romeo Dobbs?
Yes, he had identical stat line to
Like
to
7
Troy
touchdowns, 700 yards,
Yes.
something like that. Okay, perfect.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
the same.
So why would I take the guy that's 3 years older and going to cost me more money to have the exact same production as the guy you already have on the roster?
Actually, Romeo is one of those like freak of nature guys. He's only still like 25 still.
No, he's 26.
Well, he just turned.
He's 26 years old as of today. I don't know when his birthday was,
okay.
but I know Franklin's 23. He's 26.
Oh, okay. I thought Franklin was 24, 25.
No, Franklin. Like that's the thing. Like Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin are young. Like they're young, and they're only getting better. They're taking steps every year. I mean, obviously Pat Bryant, we have to wait and see because he's a rookie this year. But Troy Franklin's gotten better every year. So I know everybody's clamoring for it, like, oh, Denver needs a number one. Denver needs a weapon. Denver needs this. This offense sucks. Calm the fuck down. We've got good plays. The only place I really could see us upgrading was running back and tight end. I mean, outside of a trade, and I don't really think A.J. Brown coming to Denver that doesn't move the needle for me, depending on what the price is. I'm not that crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, free agency, to just put a happy red bow on this, is one of the most overrated times of the year. It's fun because guys are, moving and shaking and teams are going. This is not one of those years, though, where we're going to sit here and be like, holy shit, a Super Bowl was won in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Like, goddamn.
Never happened.
It's not going to be Bill Belichick going up to Rodney Harrison and saying, goddamn, I'm glad we got you.
Yeah.
There isn't going to be that this year. And if it does happen, it'll be a pure fluke, chance happenstance.
That was
like
cool.
The Kansas City Chiefs are not going to ride Kenneth Walker to a Super Bowl.
That was 23 years ago.
I know. We're getting old, dude. We're getting old. 774-992-8702.
So another rumor is circulating right now is that the Ravens back-channeled a deal with Trey Hendrickson before Max Crosby took his physical today.
Who was this?
The Ravens. They back-channeled a deal with Trey Hendrickson behind Max Crosby's back before he came in today.
Huh.
And then we're like, would you do this deal, hypothetically?
Interesting.
Because they said Trey Hendrickson, 25 minutes before it was announced that the Ravens are backing out of the deal, announced that he's signing with someone tomorrow. So if he signs with the Ravens tomorrow, people are going to be like, bullshit. Like,
yeah, that'll be a little bit shady. That could be shady. I mean, but again, if Max Crosby, if they can prove or even just, I don't even know how this works. Like, I don't even know if they have to prove that the Raider that he failed the physical. I think when you go through the physical, if the Ravens team doctors say like we're not signing off on this, I don't think there's anything the NFL can really do.
It's opinion based, correct?
Right. It's a doctor. It's like
the doctor's in it, and the owners look at the doctor like, you don't like this, right? The doctor, me no right.
Right.
At all.
Yeah, Tuck, you're right. The draft is the second most overrated, I think. But the draft, you can actually hit on guys. And if you're good, like Philly and Denver has been, and I'm trying to think
Steelers with wide receivers.
The Steelers are a pretty good drafting team. Baltimore typically is a pretty good drafting team, or had been, not anymore. But if you look at the teams that are good at drafting, I mean, look at the Denver Broncos 14-3 roster this year. It's made up almost entirely of homegrown players. So, San Francisco, great drafting team. The Rams, they're the exact opposite. They're like, team, fuck them picks, yet they go out and they get Puka Nacua in the 4th round, and you're like, how?
Get Puka, and then
their late round draft picks are fucking phenomenal.
The moment Cup goes down, what's his name? The coach comes out and was like, Nacua is just as good as Cup. And we're all like, yeah, you're blowing smoke up our ass. Like, fine. And then he's even better than Cooper Kupp. And it's like, how the fuck did that happen?
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know. It's some teams are just better at it than others, and it's just that's the way it is. And some teams go on runs where they'll have good drafts 2, 3, 4 years in a row, and that's how you win Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, the free agency pot was slim. It was a small pot.
Just like the 2026 draft is ass cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, so the only way you're going to get any kind of impact players this year, like this offseason, is through trades.
Which is why there's been a ton of trades.
Yeah.
I still think A.J. Brown's getting traded.
But the thing is A.J. Brown, everybody was like, oh, he's going to get traded free agency. I'm like, dude, fucking calm down. The draft is a couple weeks away.
I
Now,
think
if he doesn't get traded by the draft, now we're talking a different scenario.
someone that knows Philadelphia's salary cap much better than I do said Philadelphia can't trade him. They need to designate him a post-June 1st trade. I don't know how the fuck that works.
Basically, because the way his contract is set up, if they trade him prior to June 1st, it'll trigger incentives, I'm sure.
And it's going to be a bigger cap hit for
And
them.
it'll be a bigger cap hit for Philly. But they can trade him, have the trade agreed upon, but the paperwork, if you will, doesn't go through until June 1st.
So why couldn't they just do that now? That's what I'm confused about. Why not do that now? Like, agree to the principle now if they want to get rid of him and designate it as post-June 1st.
Well, because then the trade would have to be. I don't know. There'd be some moving parts.
That's what makes me confused about it.
It's all about the compensation at that point. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Hello.
Hello, you're on.
How you doing? This is Dave from Florida.
Dave, how's it
Dave,
going?
what's going on, buddy?
No, not much. Love the show. Watch these guys all the time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Dave.
it.
I
You guys still
appreciate it.
buried under 40 inches of snow, or did the city
No,
finally
please.
fucking move that shit?
No, it's finally this crap is finally melting away.
All it took was a couple of freak 70-degree days to get Fall River back in shape.
I was out there plowing and doing snow removal. 68 hours. I was beat up. It was
God,
God's work, man.
You poor bastard.
it's
I was giving the plow guys on my street when they were doing mine. I was running out there with C4s and Red Bulls and shit like that for them and hooking them up. So
yeah, the general public was real good. But in most part, they were real good to us, coming out, thanking us, trying to give us coffees, food. You know what I mean? So
that's the way it should be.
Isn't that how it always is? In person, everyone's like, yeah. Online, everyone's like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it happens.
No, I ran into a few people. Why are you putting the snow on my sidewalk? I'm like, where do you want me to put it?
Yeah, right.
On
exactly.
my sidewalk, first of all, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First of all, the city
Bill,
owns that, Chief.
you got 4 or 5 foot snow drifts in the middle of the street. I'm in my loader, and I'm like, where do you want? I told one guy, where's your car?
Yeah.
Well, what's my car got to do with that? Well, I'll put it on your car instead of your sidewalk.
Yeah.
No, F it. Just put it on the sidewalk. There's nowhere for me to go.
You know what? Never mind. I don't think I need that sidewalk that bad. It's funny how their tones change that quick, isn't it?
I wanted to touch base a little bit about the draft and these players that get picked up.
Yeah.
I want to throw a couple of names at you.
Okay.
And you should know this. Rod Smith.
Absolutely. Best undrafted free agent of all time.
Yep.
Thank you. Those are the guys that you're looking for. Terrell Davis. Same thing. He started out on special teams making tackles. The guy wasn't even put in the starting running back, and they were like, "Who just made that tackle?" I'll never forget that. Dan Reeves.
Yeah, almost.
Who just made that? Who just made that
almost
tackle?
quit.
That was our running back that made that tackle on special teams.
He almost quit the team before they went to Tokyo for that exhibition, that preseason game, and then he went down on special teams and made the tackle, and the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I was watching an NFL special where they said, we're not looking for somebody like Ndamukong Suh or, it was a couple of Hall of Famers. They said, we're looking for somebody like Tom Brady, somebody that's drafted in the 6th round, 199th overall.
Well,
That's who we're looking for. That's the millions of dollars that are put into scouting these guys. It's always forgotten. These scouts are out there watching these guys train, watching their collegiate performances as always. But they're looking for somebody who is not going to give them a hard time, a.k.a. Antonio Brown, not going to bring down the stock of the team. You know what I mean? So they want players that are just like going to be quiet, do their jobs. But they're also looking for the guys they're not going to have to pay out $100 million like Odafe Owe from my Chargers, who got his $100 million. I was like, oh, my God. They can't pay everybody all these big contracts.
That's true.
They can't do it.
No, I mean, and that's kind of the beauty of free agency, right? That's why it keeps the league interesting and keeps things moving around. But like you said, everybody is looking for those late round gems. Everybody's looking for that Puka Nacua, that Tom Brady, that Rod Smith, so on. The Wes Welkers of the world, those guys that come out of Julian Edelman, that come, that pop up out of nowhere. And you're like, well, how did we miss this guy? He was right in our backyard, for Christ's sakes. And you're like, for every guy that you take, I mean, when you look at the first round, right? What, maybe 15 of those guys are going to go on to have what you would consider a successful NFL career.
Do you know the actual percentage all time?
For first round picks?
Yes.
Probably, what, 10%?
Great players. Let's do great players.
Great players, less than 3%.
Nope. All time.
1%?
15%.
Okay.
Of all time
Wow.
first round picks. 15% are great players of all time.
I don't know what the criteria for great is, but
I think the great is they're leading to like second contract players.
okay, all right. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking great. I'm thinking like Hall of Famers.
They don't go Hall of Famers. And then I know that the statistic for good players, because the first round is statistically the best round, because I've looked it up over years because I love the draft. The best round is the first round, and obviously, you're like, oh, of course it is. But no, it's statistically the best round because of the best players. 30% of all players drafted in the first round of all time have had their entire careers finish. I mean, the whole contract.
But they did it. Yeah, they got through the whole first contract.
And that's what they counted as successful. When every other round has been much less than 30%.
But to Dave's point, and to what he was saying, is that it gets sure you're looking for those guys, and like you said, that you can't pay everybody, right? So
You can't. No.
that's why
No.
I feel like free agency. For years we watched the Raiders go out and sign big time free agents and suck.
Mm-hmm.
The Redskins would sign every free agent on the planet and suck. All these shit teams would sign all these guys. Meanwhile, the teams that were winning every year were seemingly doing it from within. Or they were taking guys, second. What you would get now, everybody likes the popular term is second and third wave free agent players.
Mm-hmm.
The Nico Kudavidis of the world. What's his name? Your fucking linebacker there for the Patriots, Sean. Rob
Spillane?
Ninkovich.
Oh, no. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like guys like that.
Ninkovich was undrafted, I
Yeah,
think.
but
but
he was a free
Miami.
agent. But he
Oh,
played.
Miami or the Saints?
With,
One of the two.
wasn't he a Steeler? Drafted by the Steelers.
Steelers.
He was drafted by the
Ninkovich, yeah.
he was drafted by the
Was he?
Steelers. Came from the Steelers because they were a linebacker factory at the time, and they grabbed him from that. But my point is, you find those guys right off the scrap heap, and you make them and you plug and play. If you have a good system and a good franchise and a good owner and a good thing in place, you're going to be able to find guys that are going to be able to fit what you need, and that's where the good teams stay good. No good teams, very rarely do these expensive free agent signings work out. I think like less than 5% of the time, the top like 10% of free agents earners pan out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How many times did we see? We saw Terrell Owens, right? The big free agent acquisition of 2004. Go to the Eagles. Yes, they got to the Super Bowl, but that blew up fucking 8 months later.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the
Why?
05 season. And he was
Why?
He was cut and suspended.
Why?
Because he was a basket case.
Because he was a problem.
Right, exactly. And I'm just
Yes.
using him as an example, but like you go back throughout the years and you look at the big time free agent signings that teams make, the big splashes, if you will, they very rarely have successful seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody just needs to be more patient with free agency and the draft and understand that team building is not always a 1 year fix. Like I've been watching Denver. I know you said you were a Chargers fan, right?
Uh-huh.
So you've been watching the Chargers over the last 3 years. And you've watched Herbert and you've watched that roster ebb and flow. Now, you guys got a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still looking to add players. But you haven't, the Chargers haven't made any big splashes in free agency.
No.
No,
They
they
were a
haven't.
playoff team.
No, we've signed a blocking tight end, 2 offensive linemen, no big names.
No,
They
and that's
still
and,
have.
and
They
that's,
still
and that's
have
okay.
70. They still have $72 million under the cap that they can spend, but they haven't signed any big names yet.
But Dave, who would you want them to spend that money on? Like,
No, I'm not saying they're doing wrong.
No,
Don't
I
get
know.
me wrong.
I'm not accusing you of wanting anybody, but I'm just saying like this year's free agent crop was shit. There was nobody worth it available out there.
Actually,
No, there really
I think
wasn't.
the Chargers were tagged today. I'm not sure if it was Diana Rossini. I think it was Rossini reported that they reached out to Diggs today, the Chargers.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's another guy, good wide receiver. but he comes with a little bit of baggage.
A little bit. Let's be honest.
A lot of it. I mean, he might be
Well,
might be going to jail in a couple of weeks. So
It's
I mean, I doubt it, but you know,
he's too busy getting
Yeah.
people pregnant.
yeah.
He's like,
Hope.
it's him and Nick Cannon and Antonio Cromartie for most kids.
Philip Rivers.
Oh
Don't
my-
forget Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers
Yeah.
is
well,
one
wait a
woman.
minute, wait a
That's
minute. Philip Rivers
Phillip
has
Phillip
his
Rivers
own
is a
football
saint.
team. He's got 11 kids.
Yes, but at least
all with the same woman.
yes,
He
I-
doesn't.
that's
He
why I
doesn't
can't
have 7
judge.
or 8 baby mamas. You know
He's
what I mean?
destroyed that
it's
woman's
all with the same
vagina.
woman.
I would love to hang out. I bet you Philip Rivers is probably one of the funnest people to hang out with.
Dude, his
Right, and he doesn't.
kids
He
love him.
doesn't. He doesn't swear or anything. He never did it on the football field.
Dude,
Gosh
it's
dang
so funny.
it! And
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
I don't know if you ever watch NASCAR, you're familiar with it, but Joey Logano is the same way in NASCAR.
Is he really?
And like it's so funny because like all the drivers will make fun of him because like Joey Logano, he'll get into a wreck at 200 miles an hour at Daytona, smashing into the wall, and he'll just come on the radio and be, frick. Like
Ah,
it's just
frick.
funny as fuck. Like it's hilarious. It's just, I don't know why, it just cracks me the fuck up. Rivers always cracked me up too, because especially the shit he used to talk to the Broncos back in that like 06, 07, 08. You know, like he was a fuck, and he could run his mouth with the best of them.
He did not get along with Jay Cutler.
No,
No.
they
He
hated
hated
each other.
Jay Cutler.
I think Jay Cutler was very off-putting.
He
I'm
was,
I'm
but
personally
Philip
a
Rivers
huge
did
Jay
not
Cut-
like
I'm a
him.
huge Jay
He
Cutler
did
fan.
not like him.
Not even when Jay Cutler went to the Bears, I still remained a huge Jay Cutler fan just because of his attitude and his demeanor.
Jay Cutler didn't like people.
Which I fucking get. I hate people too.
He
you
doesn't
know?
like people. He didn't want to be talked to. He didn't want to be touched. He didn't want to be bothered with. He's like,
No.
don't talk to me.
But Dave, I think you make a good point though. You know, the problem is that you've got to find the successful teams in the next, but starting from this year to I would say 2028. The teams that are going to be the most successful are the ones that are going to hit on, like you said, those second day picks that we call them, the third, fourth, fifth round picks, the Jaquan McMillans, you know, the Nick Benitos, I'm trying to think of a good Chargers example.
The Chargers brought back what's his name though, didn't they? The defensive end.
Wasn't Vincent Jackson a second round pick too? Out of
R.I.P.
Colorado?
Vincent-
R.I.P.
Vince-
Yes.
Yeah, he was a second round pick, right? So like there's your guys. There's the meat and potatoes of your roster, right? Like you're all, of course you got Chargers, to use the Chargers for an example. Like yes, you had Philip Rivers and LT that were 2 bona fide first round picks, but you look across that board, and you've got Nate Kading, who was part of the Eli Manning trade, was killer for the Chargers during that time as a kicker. Sean Merriman was part of that team, but then you had like Marlon McCree, you had Igor Olshansky, you had
How about the guy who never got drafted, Antonio Gates?
Antonio Gates. There it is, perfect. Like, and one of the most lethal tight ends of all fucking time.
A basketball player.
I mean,
That's what he was. He was a basketball player.
He ran. I remember. I'll never forget. He ran a stick route one time against DJ Williams, and I think it was had to have been like 2009, 10, somewhere in there, maybe 8. He hit a stick route against DJ Williams, and he flipped his hip so fast and caught this ball low and away on the goal line for a touchdown. And I was in awe. It was one of the crispest routes I'd ever seen run in my entire life. And I've watched Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, some of the best route runners, Marvin Harrison, to ever do it. And I watched Antonio Gates do that. And it was that day I was like, fuck, this guy's going to the goddamn Hall of Fame. He is fucking good.
And Philip Rivers knew when he threw it up, Antonio Gates is coming down with it. He was like Randy Moss in tight end form.
Yeah, he would. They used to put all that emphasis on he'll box you out. He was a basketball player, like we know. Jesus Christ. They did the same thing with Jimmy Graham and everybody else. Tony Gonzalez. They're like, did you know he played basketball?
They still do it today as he's an announcer. They're like, did you know before football he played basketball? It's like, oh my God, it's 30 years of this shit.
Oh my God, I had no idea. Thank you for telling me for the umpteenth time. But no, Dave. To your point again, you're right. And I think everybody, if you look at the teams, right? San Diego, which I'll always call them San Diego. Houston,
So will I.
the Jaguars, the Broncos, the Patriots. 5 of your 7 teams in the AFC playoffs, the Bills, 6, haven't made any quote-unquote big moves in free agency.
That's right.
And
You're right.
So that either means one of two things. Either those teams are going to all miss the playoffs next year because they're sitting on their hands while the rest of the AFC gets better, or They're very comfortable with their rosters. They have a process and a plan to build it, and they're going to follow through and see that plan through and not make knee-jerk reactions like signing Wandale Robinson or Jawan Jennings
Wandale.
to, deals, or Alec Pierce to $30 million a year deals. Like, I like Alec Pierce as a receiver. Not for $30 fucking million.
No, definitely not.
No, thank you.
And here's one for both these guys. Max Crosby. He
Yep.
wasn't picked in the first round
No.
or the second round or the third round. He was picked in the fourth
Round pick.
round.
Yeah. And he's one of the best defensive ends that we have in the league. Now, I think he's a little bit overrated. I think he's a little bit of a stat queen, but we'll see what he does on a good team. If he gets the one now that trade's been nixed. But that's a
Why do you think that trade got nixed? Do you think it was a medical?
No.
Well, they're reporting that he failed his physical.
Or do you think the Ravens got sticker shock and said, holy crap, we're giving up 2 first rounds to this guy. We could probably get somebody next to his caliber like Hendrickson.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think you're dead on. I think the Ravens got spooked, and their doctors somehow found a way to, fail the physical and get the trade nixed after the deal was in place. Because I've only seen. I know it's happened before. I can't remember with who, but I know I've seen a trade be in place and then a player fail a physical out of nowhere. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, me too.
But it was probably in the last, it's within the last 15 years. I'm drawing a blank on the name. But I've seen this happen, but it's only been once before. And this is extremely rare. Maybe, was it Le'Veon Bell, maybe?
For the Jets, Le'Veon Bell leaving Pittsburgh to the Jets.
Yeah, didn't he get traded?
He stood out 1 year.
Right, yeah, no,
because
that wasn't him.
the Steelers wouldn't trade him, and then the next year he ended up signing with the Jets.
But my point is, this is a super rare occurrence. Once trades are announced, most everybody's like, "Yep, we're good, everybody's good, cool." So this is going to be. I'm fascinated to see where this goes, and we're going to talk about it here in the next segment, probably at length. But I'm fascinated to see how this pans out and to see kind of who initiated what here. Because you don't agree to a deal for 2 first-round picks and a Pro Bowl defensive end, and then suddenly just decide 2 days later, you know what? Maybe we were a little. Maybe that was a little egregious. Maybe we were a little overzealous.
I think they had time to think because not all these trades are official until tomorrow, right at 4 p.m.
No,
that's
trades
what Adam Schefter was just saying. Or was it Ian Rappaport? They were saying all of these signings and stuff are not official until 4 p.m. tomorrow.
That's true.
That only applies to free agents, not trades.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, once the league year starts, trades can be made. Whenever actually does the, I don't think you. Oh yeah, because the league
year is tomorrow.
Right. No, well, yeah, but I think there's a trade deadline. It's different for trades. If I'm not, it depends on the language in the contract. Honestly, because it could the league year can trigger certain incentives and certain things. So a lot of times these trades have to be done before the league year is over. Meaning, if you wait till tomorrow, now the Raiders could be paying Max Crosby $30 million, and even though he's traded, it still goes on the Raiders' payroll. But so they might try to do it before. But I'd have to look at the details of the contract. I don't know. But the free agent signings, yes, nothing can be official until tomorrow.
Jerry, I have a Jerry Jones quote. Jerry Jones says, "No, we won't be contacting the Raiders about Max Crosby. We moved on with Rashawn Gary, whatever."
I mean, classic Jerry.
Exactly.
That sounds so mad. He says whatever. You just got the guy.
Oh, he's mad as hell because he wanted Max Crosby and he had to settle for Rashawn Gary, who's still a pretty good player. But basically, you traded Micah Parsons for Rashawn Gary. That's what you did.
Well,
so idiots, but nonetheless. But Dave, thanks for the call, man. We appreciate you chiming in.
Yeah, you're very welcome, guys. I will continue to listen. Thank you.
yes. Hey, call back anytime, especially if being a Chargers fan. We like different opinions.
I like having a Chargers fan in the audience. It's good.
Thanks, guys.
Good for me.
Take care.
All right, Dave.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Do you know who we will never hear from?
Raiders fans?
Cardinals.
Oh, that's it.
No, we've heard from Raiders fans.
True, they do.
I said who we will never hear from. Cardinals.
I don't know a single Cardinals fan.
Neither do I. I've never met one.
Not one.
Even when they went to the Super Bowl with Larry
Nope.
Fitzgerald,
I mean,
people wore the jersey.
I was rooting for the Cardinals, but
I was like,
I don't know anyone.
Like if you ask, "Oh, are you a Cardinals fan?" They'd be like, "No."
Like they got like a Jake Plummer, Pat Tillman, Emmitt Smith jersey in their closet. and,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
David Boston.
Um,
But 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Talk about your team in free agency. We've covered kind of the free agency pool and everything about it. Again, it's overrated. Don't worry about it. If your team hasn't done anything yet, fucking relax. It really is just it's just such an overrated aspect of the offseason. We love it as fans because, well, you know, we're loving the idea that Mike Evans is going to be catching passes from Brock Purdy and
whoa! Patriots signed Nick Cross.
Coolsy.
No, he's a safety from the
Yeah,
Colts.
I know he is.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
that deal.
I
Okay.
mean, I didn't think they needed him, but okay.
We needed a safety because we only had one.
Well, there's an ass for every seat, I guess. Yeah, Nick Cross is a decent player.
I thought Jalen Hawkins was coming back. That's why.
Yeah, he's a good player. That's there you go. So there's one. But everything it's overrated as shit. But Sean, let's talk about this trade.
Yep.
So 2 nights ago, we get the word that Max Crosby is being traded to the Baltimore Ravens. Initial reaction from you and I was, what the fuck? Why?
Why?
Why would the Ravens trade 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby? When you trade for a player like Max Crosby and you trade 2 first-round picks, one this year and one next year, that is we are this fucking close to winning a Super Bowl, and we got to get over the hump. You know, we traded for the Rams trading for Von Miller, kind of like
over the hump.
Yeah,
The
get
Patriots,
us over the top.
The Patriots going for Darrelle Revis, trying to go over the hump. You try to get that last big piece to be like, this I think will do this for this side of the ball, and I think we're good.
Yeah, I think like we're good everywhere, but if we could just get this much better here or anywhere, it would put us over the top.
The Ravens, I know you probably can't see me on camera. The Ravens are like, here's this. Here's our chart. You see all those holes? We got one filled. And it's like, we didn't understand it because I was like, if I'm Max Crosby, I just complained about how I'm sick of losing and I want to be a winner. And I'm going to a team that has Lamar Jackson, who quit on the team.
That's basically in a rebuild.
And they just got rid of their coach to hire a new coach. They got rid of their GM. They have like basically a new restarted GM as well. And they've lost a ton of players. What the fuck am I doing here?
And not for nothing, but if you're the Ravens, why are you trading away first-round picks when
Multiple.
you have no wide receivers to speak of?
Well, they have Zay.
Okay, cool. You have Zay Flowers.
That's it.
Awesome. You have no wide receivers to speak of.
Nope.
You have an aging running back who's now developed a fumbling problem. You just lost your center, who may be the best free agent signing of the offseason.
The all-star center.
Might have been the best player available in free agency.
Lindenbaum.
And went to the Raiders, of all places.
Which
actually, for once in my life, I actually want to commend the Raiders and say, like, wow, they actually signed a good player, and they didn't break the bank and give him $140 million. They paid him pretty much on par with, the top centers in the league, which he is.
Yep.
And they didn't get fleeced. So, you know what? Good job, Raiders.
That was a smart move.
You finally didn't fuck something up. So the Ravens, you lose your center. Your offensive line has been a sieve for the better part of a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense has holes all over the place. I mean, Patrick Queen can't play everywhere. They got no DBs. They have no safeties. They have nobody that can play consistently at a high level in that front seven outside of maybe Patrick Queen. Why in God's name? I get okay, yeah, Max Crosby's a great player. Max is awesome. Now, do I think he's a little bit overrated? Yeah. I mean, he averages about 10 sacks a year on a bad team. But he can be a bona fide game wrecker. I've seen it firsthand. He's wrecked some Broncos teams by himself. Between him and Josh Jacobs, that was they were our kryptonite for 4 straight years. But from a Ravens standpoint, Sean, you and I first guessed this, where we did not understand this trade at all.
It doesn't make sense short term or long term.
No, because even long term, if you're thinking long term, I'm thinking Lamar Jackson's probably out the door. I'm thinking another year of this shit, with Lamar Jackson throwing dirt balls when it matters most,
Mm-hmm.
and just and fucking up, and as that athleticism starts to wear off a little bit, I think the Ravens are probably going to sit there and go, well, all right, this ship has sailed. Like this experiment's over. We're done. What now? What you got? Max Crosby on a depleted defense. I mean, Derrick Henry's going to be gone. Lamar Jackson's probably not going to be your quarterback in another year or two. And I don't want to hear from the Lamar Jackson fucking fanboys, but he was an MVP 2 years ago. Bro, it hasn't done shit for you. I don't care if he was an MVP. You can't win a Super Bowl with him.
Right. You can't win playoff games with him.
You can't even win playoff games with him. So what the fuck are we doing here?
I genuinely do not know.
If CJ Stroud is winning playoff games somehow, some way, and Lamar Jackson is not, what are we doing? God forbid Aaron Rodgers comes back to the Steelers and the Steelers go on a little run and go further than the Ravens this year.
Mm-hmm.
When do you start to look at your quarterback and be like, you're the problem, Mr. I pulled my hamstring?
Yes, and wrapped a Gatorade towel around
Yeah.
it for it to help me.
Like, I just – so I didn't understand this trade from the jump. I like Max Crosby as a player. No fucking way in hell I'm giving up 2 first-round picks for him.
I'm rarely doing that for most people, unless it's a quarterback.
Exactly. I think the only guy I would give up 2 first-round picks for would be like a Joe Burrow level quarterback.
Yeah, you're talking about an elite-ish young quarterback.
Yeah.
With potential. Sure. 2 first-round picks make sense because
Like, I'm not even giving that up for Jordan Love.
no, Jordan Love's proven not to be worth 2 first-round picks.
No. You can go get listen, if you want somebody to suck dick when it matters most, you can go draft somebody with 1 first-round pick. I mean, talk about overrated. But my point is this. Or Dak, just take somebody in the 3rd round like that. The Max Crosby deal was stupid to begin with. Now let's flip to tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We get wind about 30 minutes before we come on the air that the trade is off. That Max Crosby failed a physical,
Mm-hmm.
which we're finding a little bit fishy.
Even before the show, we were just like, I thought my immediate reaction was he purposely failed it because he didn't want to go to the Ravens because of what we
But
talked
he
about.
can't purposely fail a physical.
Yeah, I mean,
A physical you can't go in there and be like, oh my God, my meniscus is torn. Look at that. Just, crank your knee and be like, oops. That's not how you can't purposely fail a physical. Now, but I get your point. Maybe they went in there with a bunch of medical information. They're like, yeah, actually, this meniscus is really fucked up. I don't think you guys really want to pass him. There could have been a ploy on that. Listen, I've seen, I've seen Ballers. I've seen the Rocks show on HBO.
Yep.
I've gotten a glimpse into the back dealings, the way these deals work, and the strings that get pulled. I know that's all Hollywood. I'm just kidding.
I get it.
But you know what I'm saying. Shady shit happens all the time. But I don't know, Sean, that the Ravens, because everybody was like applauding the Raiders for this trade.
Yeah, it was brilliant on their part.
They're like, great. You know what? You trade away a good player, a great player,
Who did not want to play there.
who didn't want to play there anyway. You get 2 first-round picks for him. He's gone. You don't got to pay him. You go get an anchor on your offensive line in your center and free agency. Now you can draft fucking Fernando Mendoza, who I think is going to be a bust, but whatever. That's a whole that's a whole nother discussion.
I agree.
But now at least you can start to form your franchise the way it's supposed to be formed from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Ravens all of a sudden to come out and fail Crosby in a physical, to me that says the Ravens got cold feet.
It definitely appears that way.
If I'm going to hot take this thing, which is not something we typically do on this show, we're not hot takers. We don't sit here and, just say crazy shit like Skip Bayless and whatever just to say the crazy shit. This is what I actually believe. I believe that the Ravens got cold feet in this deal, and they looked for a way out of it, and they found one.
Yeah, and it's becoming more and more around the NFL wire from our main people, the Rossinis, Max Crosby's agent just talked. Max Crosby continues to be on track in his recovery, and if anything, is ahead of schedule, according to his surgeon, Dr. Neil El Atrach. I don't know how to say his name. Max remains on track to return during the offseason program and will undoubtedly return as a dominant game wrecker he has been the past 7 seasons. So that is Mr. LeBoy basically saying that that's a bullshit claim, that it didn't really happen.
I mean, of course Max Crosby's camp's going to say it's bullshit. Because now Max is going back to a place he doesn't want to be. He didn't want to be in the first place.
Correct.
They traded him, and now he's going to go back there and be like, well, I know you guys tried to get rid of me, and I really wanted to leave, but here I am. Guess we'll play football this year.
He's like, well, if it isn't me again.
Yeah. My, how the turntables.
He just stares at everybody.
You know, so I think the Ravens got cold feet in this, Sean. I don't, because again, I can't see, from a team-building perspective, I cannot see the value for this trade for the Ravens. I mean, there is none. There is no value for it. I mean, I was happy to see Max Crosby out of the AFC West. Thrilled. It was like when Jared Allen went to the Vikings. I was like, thank God. Don't have to deal with him anymore.
What a pain in the ass that was.
Yeah, like it's just, and it's not like, you know, the Raiders, it's not like we're not going to beat the Raiders twice this year. But it's just not having Max Crosby. It's just like kind of nice. You know, you're like, all right, one less guy we got to go into, you know, into film study on Tuesday and be like, all right, this is the guy. Circle him in red. We got to keep him from wrecking the game for us. And that's it. It was nice. But other than that, I don't see the value for the Ravens here.
I don't either. Rap Sheet is reporting right now that it's hard to fail a physical coming back from a surgery the same as Max Crosby did. It is believed that this was a choice and not an actual failed physical designation. So now it's gaining a lot more traction.
Yeah,
it was a choice.
This is going to be something more. There's more to this than what we heard initially. Because like Dave said in the chat, is that the Ravens got sticker shock. The problem with that is the Ravens wrote the sticker.
Yes, they're the ones that made the trade.
They're the ones that offered the you know what I mean? They're the ones that put the price on the car. So it's hard to get stickers. I mean, could they have buyer's remorse? Absolutely. But again, Sean, I just don't see where where the value in this trade comes in for the Ravens. Because and again, you know me, I'm on team fuck those picks. I don't give a shit. I will give up first round picks for proven commodities all day. As long as that proven commodity is something that is going to offer value to my team. Like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to have Bo Nix and then go trade 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders for Joe Burrow and then have them compete in training camp for the starting job.
Right.
No, that doesn't offer value. We're just throwing picks away.
The Raiders will be spending all night and all day tomorrow calling teams to facilitate a trade. So the Raiders are going to have to start calling teams.
How much you want to bet that this is probably going to It's not going to be Randy Moss to the Patriots cheap.
That was a 4th round. I mean, come on.
But 2 first-round picks is out the window now.
There's no chance.
I don't even know if a first-round pick is on the table at this point.
I don't think so anymore.
I mean, unless you get like a Bears team that's just like, wants to throw the Raiders a bone. I don't know why you would do that, but maybe they just want to do it to secure the deal. Because the Raiders, the bottom line is the Raiders can't afford to keep Max Crosby right now.
The only team that can physically do that with money would be Chargers. They said they still have Broncos. I think have the money, but I don't think they would actually spend it on him. But the other team that has a ton of money, Jacksonville.
But I don't think I think the Raiders are going to be looking heavily into the NFC. Honestly, I don't even know why they traded him in conference the first time. I mean, granted, 2 first-round picks, sure. Yeah,
That's why.
But I think they'll be looking NFC at this point.
Where's he going to go in the NFC?
Chicago.
I don't think Chicago has the money anymore.
I thought I thought
I'll tell you
they
right now.
did.
I thought after they spent some money, I don't think they have the money anymore.
I thought they had the money. I mean, I know Max wants to win, but I think this is kind of out of his hands at this point.
No. After free agency has started, their cap space right now is $9.2 million.
I mean, I'm sure they could make some restructures.
I'm sure they could, but then you have to also think they have a draft class coming up too, which they have to save
Well,
about $10
I
million
think that
for as well.
$9.2 million is what they have left to spend. That's the draft class is already accounted for in a lot of these.
Okay.
I found that out today because it never made sense to me how like these teams could spend straight up to the last dollar that they had in cap space and then still sign their draft classes.
Well, it's also a top 51 rule too.
right.
Like they only count the top 51 players.
Yeah. But I think that the draft money is already like kind of set aside.
Yeah.
So they've got what 21 million left plus whatever they need to sign their draft class. Because it's all structured now. But I don't think obviously like all right, so the AFC West is obviously out. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos out. You're not trading them there.
I don't think so.
They dabbled with the AFC North, so maybe they'll keep them in conference.
Okay.
So maybe New England steps in. Buffalo.
Remember Brady just said he would never trade Max Crosby to the Patriots? That was also 3 days ago.
Yeah, but that was 3 days ago when you didn't have you thought you had 2 first-round picks for him, and now you don't.
Right.
So, what do they say? War makes strange bedfellows.
Mm-hmm.
It shit happens, and now you got to figure it out. And basically, Max is going to go to. I mean, this is like now like Max Crosby has now become like a government bidding project where it's like who can do it the cheapest.
Oh yeah, so
like who's going to go
the bank owns the house and
Yeah.
everyone's outside waiting, and who's going to start the bidding?
Yeah.
7th rounder.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll work from pick 270 whatever to up to where we think we want to be. So I mean it's a fascinating situation because when you have a player of that caliber, and Ravens fans were excited and rightfully so. They were getting what they thought was a good player. But again, I think people are overrating the Ravens. Big time overrating the Ravens. The Ravens were not a Max Crosby away from winning a Super Bowl.
Mm-mm.
The Ravens didn't even make the playoffs last year. The Ravens got problems. So, fuck you going to do? Like, what is Max Crosby going to do for you? He's going to do the same thing he did for the Raiders. He's going to get you 10.5 to 13 sacks on a fucking 7-win team. Who cares?
Yeah.
And great. And you gave up 2 first-round picks to do it. Idiots. Again, never underestimate the stupidity of NFL GMs. I'm just, for if I'm a Ravens fan, I am relieved right now. Relieved. Because this was a terrible trade.
What if could they
Terrible idea.
could they release him like in like an emergency situation, right? Could they just be like,
I mean, they
fuck,
could, but
we can't.
They'd still, I think it depends what the dead cap is.
Hold on, let me see if I can find that out
I
really
can
quick.
get it for you right now. I got it. Hold on.
I wonder what the dead cap would be on that. Like if an emergency situation, like every team knows they're in a pickle. They're like, nope, we're not going to give you anything.
He is in the first year of a 3-year, $106 million deal, so it's not going to be good.
Post June 1st cut though.
His dead cap would be $30 million.
Even post June 1st?
Yep.
Shit.
I believe so. So if they cut him,
It makes no difference. They have to trade him.
yeah, because his cap hit this year would be $35.7 million. He already got paid last year on the first year of the extension, $38 million. His cap hit is reduced. His dead cap would be reduced to $30 million this year. Because if it's post, if I'm not mistaken, if it's post June 1st, if it's a post June 1st designation, they're gonna owe him. They're gonna owe him the full $30 million. Because that's what he's owed this year. His cap hit is his base salary is $30 million this year. Signing bonus 22.6. Restructure 2.5. And then his roster bonus is only $690,000. So, if he's not on the roster, the Raiders will save $690,000.
Whoa.
But they will pay $30 million.
A whole $690,000.
Yeah. So yeah, not good. That does not bode well for the Raiders at all. Not that we thought that would be, not that we thought it would be a good thing for at any point, but bottom line here is, Sean, like the Raiders are kind of this is a fucked up situation for the Raiders right now.
Yeah, they're in hell.
The Ravens have really, really fucked the Raiders. Like, this is Tony Siragusa breaking Rich Gannon's ribs level of fucked.
Yep.
Like,
they are Panic 101 of like trying to rush around and figure everything out.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what you do because they can't fit him under the cap with
No, with all those signings.
So do they nix the deal for the center and keep Max Crosby?
And then Tyler goes back to the Ravens, even though the Ravens couldn't afford him to begin with.
He becomes another free agent. Now he's free to search the market again. But you already know what the Raiders were going to give him and what he's going to agree to. So he could probably get the same deal from somebody else. But man, that fucks the Raiders big time. And I don't ever feel bad for the Raiders, and I'm not feeling bad for them right now. I think it'd be hilarious because this is the most Raiders shit that could possibly happen. I mean, like, I guess if you're a Raiders fan, like, you probably expected this, right? To get fucked somehow?
Yep.
Like, you're thinking, like...
It worked out too good to be true.
It's like, oh, well, everything's finally starting to work out for me and my family. And then the Ravens are like, nah, it isn't.
Ah, we got about 15 overall picks, huh?
Yeah. You got all these draft picks, a center. You're looking at the number one quarterback prospect, who, again, I don't think is that great. But you know what? He's better than anything you've had since Derek Carr. Oh, right, that's right. They had Derek Carr. They did nothing with him anyway.
Yep.
But nonetheless, neither here nor there. They were on a trajectory. They were. It started to look like maybe they were stemming the tide a little bit, where they were like, "All right, we're gonna do things right. We're gonna stop going for the quick fixes when we're a shit team, and let's build a real team and let's get some actual Raiders fans back in the stadium." And then this happens. I mean, this is the most Raiders shit to ever happen.
Constantly.
Like only the Raiders, the Jets, the Browns, the Lions,
all the time,
can have this like shitty of luck, just constantly,
all the fucking time.
And you know what? Thank God for these teams, because I feel like they absorb a lot of the bad juju that's going around out there for the other 28 teams that exist, and allow them to at least sometimes flourish. Like even the Cardinals made a Super Bowl accidentally once.
I mean, they had
fucking loaded ass team.
I was gonna say that
but
team.
They were still only a 9-7 team. It's not like they were like world beaters.
I mean, the coaching was shit.
Hey, listen, Ken Wiz, bro. Nobody beats the Wiz.
A lot of people beat the Wiz. That was factually inaccurate.
Except Mike Tomlin that one time.
But no, that team was stacked. That team should have been a lot better team than what they were.
Larry Fitz, Anquan Bolden, Edgerrin James.
You go back and look at that team's roster, and you're like,
offensively
what the fuck?
They were good. Defensively.
Yeah, defensively, I couldn't even remember who some of the guys they had were.
Like Carlos Dansby, Darnell Dockett.
Yeah, those guys were mid.
Adrian Wilson.
That was a good Adrian Wilson, though.
Was DRC there for that? No, he was
Dominic
later.
Rogers Commodity, no, not there.
Later. They had that white corner that got roasted in the Super Bowl.
No clue.
What was his name? Anyway, I forget. I know most. I forget. I have to go back and look. But yeah, this puts the Raiders in a really bad spot. I mean, a really bad spot. Like, holy shit. What the fuck are they going to do? Because now somebody is potentially looking at stealing Max Crosby. Which, not for nothing, Sean.
It's going to be the Bills. Watch.
If the Bills come up and they're like, hey.
And because they just lost Joey Bosa, he's a free agent.
We'll give you a second and a fourth for Max Crosby.
I don't think they even need to offer a second. I think they can probably get away with a third.
I guess it's going to depend on how desperate other teams are to get him. Because they just saw he was going for 2 firsts. They know the Raiders are going to want. That's going to be the Raiders' starting point is 2 firsts. They're never going to get it. But they're going to want. That's what they're going to want. But other teams are going to leverage this situation and be like, listen, dude, we know you got until 4 o'clock before you're going to have to actually cut somebody or rip up a deal. So what do you want to do? Like, the Raiders are between the hardest place of all time and a rock right now. The Ravens have completely fucked the Raiders. And just when I thought I was done being a Ravens fan, I think I'm back on board.
No, shut the
I think
fuck
I'm
up.
back on board. This puts me back in the Ravens' corner.
2 minutes ago, Bam Adebayo just passed Kobe Bryant. Most points in a game.
No way.
83 points he scored tonight.
No way.
Just now. At the end of the game, it says live. They were triple teaming him because the Miami Heat players wanted him to break a record, and he was still scoring over them, being triple teamed.
The Miami Heat that bad?
He's on the Heat.
Right. Isn't wow.
He scored 80 fucking 3 points. He's second most all time now behind Wilt, passing Kobe.
Kobe still did it better. Kobe's 81 was more impressive.
I'm pretty sure he took every shot in the third and fourth quarter.
I mean, so did Kobe, but, you know.
There is an Emmy in that motherfucker.
That's fucking crazy. I gotta hold.
It happened just now. It finished 2 minutes ago
I gotta see
against
this.
the Wizards. Because I just saw all of a sudden it was trending. It was trending.
Trending.
It said Bam and Kobe, and I'm like, why the fuck is this trending? Wild.
That's crazy, dude. '83, bro.
And Bam, of all people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what was his highest?
Bam Adebayo is not like this big scoring machine.
No.
A local Patriots coverage guy.
I'm stunned right now.
Me
that
too.
This happened.
Alex Barth, who basically just covers the Patriots, but this is a very normal thing to happen in the sports world tonight.
I mean, and he's a big man too. It's not
Yes.
like I'm gonna have to go watch. Fuck off! I want to go to bed after this. Now I'm gonna have to go fucking watch goddamn Miami Heat highlights to see how the fuck this happened. Like, are you kidding me?
Damn, the score was 149 to 126. Was it an All-Star game?
Second only to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the New York Knicks when he was playing for Philadelphia.
How ass were these teams? MVP. Yeah, MVP of this game.
83 points for Bam Adebayo. He will come out of the game and hear it from the crowd. And
I mean, shame. First of all, shame on the Wizards.
How are you going to let a team drop 155 points on you?
I mean, everyone on the Wizards should be fired tomorrow. Everyone. Players, coaches.
Where's that gif of
That's
of
fucking
the old
disgusting.
Celtics coach? It just zooms in on his face like
Doc Rivers?
Doc Rivers.
That's disgusting. Bam Adebayo? It's not like he's a young cat either.
No, he's old.
He's like an old, aging, what is he, a center? Well, he's played
He's center
center,
now.
power forward.
I think
like,
he's center now.
83 points from a 6'9". I mean, I'm not, and no disrespect to Bam, but like, that's fucking gross, dude. How the fuck you gonna let a man score 83 on? If I was on the Wizards, I'd have clotheslined his ass midway through the third and put him in the fucking locker room. Like, you ain't doing this. That's just disrespect to Kobe. That's disrespect to the league. That's disrespect to the game. But again, this is why I don't fucking watch the NBA anymore.
I can't watch the NBA during the regular season. I did watch.
You got Bam Adebayo scoring fucking 83 points. What?
I did watch Tatum.
Like, Wilt
Tatum's
and
comeback,
Kobe
though.
made sense.
Yes, that did make sense.
That makes sense. Like, okay, those are two of the greatest players to ever play the game.
If Steph scored 83,
I didn't even know fucking Bam was still fucking playing in the league.
if Steph scored 83, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. LeBron, that makes sense. Luka, Joker.
Yes, all makes sense.
So, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that tracks. Bam? What the fuck are we doing? Like, the NBA's got to go back and, like, review something and be like, oh, actually, yeah, this was illegal. We're taking 6 points off of his totals. Like, you got to do something. There's no way in hell you can have Bam Adebayo, The second highest scoring game in NBA history.
That's going to be one of those weird stats of all time. Can you name the 3 highest scores in NBA games? Someone's going to be like, Wilt, LeBron, Kobe,
Michael Jordan. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Bam Adebayo.
Like, that actually, as a Kobe fan and a Lakers fan, that pisses me off. Fuck the Wizards, dude. I hope all the bad things happen to them and only them for the rest of the year. That goes up my ass sideways, dude.
Damn, Bam Adebayo was only 28.
Only 28?
I thought he was like 33. God, it feels like he's been in the league for like 15 years. I remember him 10 years ago in the league.
I remember when he got hurt during the COVID year.
You know, he averages 17 points a game.
I think he's up to 18.3 now, according to that. So, yeah.
Imagine you score all those points and it only brings you up 0.5.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
That pisses me off, dude. What a fucking joke.
Yep, he's center for the Heat. So the center scored 83 points.
What is this? Fucking 1972?
It's some kid on NBA Live just like playing the center and just shooting threes.
On rookie?
Holy shit.
What the fuck, dude? Like, I'm pretty sure I could have gone out there and D'd up Bam better than the fucking Wizards did tonight.
My God.
That's embarrassing. Shame on you, Washington. At least, like, because it was a Jalen Rose that was guarding Kobe that whole night?
Yes.
When he put 81 up?
Yes.
At least he took it like a man and just kept trying to guard Kobe and couldn't. Kobe was just electric that night.
You know what the worst part is? He didn't even have a double-double. It was just all points.
It's disgusting.
It's physically amazing. He only had 9 rebounds. He was just taking shots. As the center, he was just running the other court. He's like, throw it to me.
I don't even understand how that's possible in this day and age.
He refused to play defense. That's why the other team scored 130 points too.
Yeah, no shit. Right, yeah, the Wizards had, $129 in that clip. Unfucking believable, dude. That sucks. That's a shit record to have broken, to be quite honest.
That is bad.
Because nobody's going to touch 100.
No, I don't think so.
They'll pull him before they'll pull the guy out of the game before it ever gets close. Like, you'd have to have 45 in the first quarter.
Yes.
In order
exactly.
to even sniff 100.
Right.
Because the game would be so out of hand, they're not going to keep you in long enough to do it. Which also is bullshit in, pussy-ass NBA these days, but whatever. That pisses me off. I can't even lie, dude. That actually chaps my ass.
Whoa. This shouldn't count. It's disrespectful and apparent when the NBA gets a late basket as time expires when the game is over, but it's not disrespectful when the game can manufacture 27 extra dozen possessions by fouling and creating an extra 15 points for one player. And it's the thinking face.
I mean, I'm sure. Listen, I'm not saying that the NBA did it on purpose because I don't see what the NBA gains by Bam taking Kobe's spot.
This person was like hinting at like a fourth quarter, like, oh, look at all these extra fouls out of nowhere now.
Oh, because he was sniffing
he was close.
It. Right, but again, what does the NBA gain from that?
News.
True. Relevancy.
Yes.
Oh, look what happened. On March the 10th, 2026, the great Bam Adebayo broke the late Kobe Bryant's record of 81 points in the game to be number 2 behind Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, no, I think that's going to backfire on the league. To be quite honest, this is going to backfire. It's got to, right? No real basketball fans can be sitting there and being like happy about this right now.
Mm-mm.
Like if I was a real NBA fan and I'm not, I just root for the Lakers. That's it. Like I don't give a shit about the other whatever many teams there are. I don't even know anymore because I don't care that much. I root for the Lakers and that's it. Period. I don't, and occasionally I root against the Celtics. Other than that,
did you watch Tatum's return? I thought Tatum looked nice in his return. He looked decent.
Man, I'll tell you right now. I mean, if we're gonna do a little NBA segment right here because this is a good segue into it. I mean, once again, the East is Boston's to lose.
Especially with Tatum back.
With Tatum back, I mean, that's a nice fucking come up for them. Now,
yeah.
Could I see Tatum as he starts to get more in the swing of things, completely fucking torpedo the mojo they had without him. And
You
Jaylen
know-
Brown go from being what probably should be the league MVP to fighting with Tatum for possessions and points and numbers.
You know, I thought about that after the game because I did watch that entire game. That's the first Celtics game I've watched, I think, since like the first week of the season. Because other times I'll if it's on, I'll watch it for like while I'm doing other shit, but I won't leave it on either. And I watched that entire game, and I was like, wow, Mike, Tatum looks like he didn't just have this massive injury. Like, he looks good.
No, he looked fine. He looked fine.
And then after the game, I was like, uh-oh. Like,
could we be?
the Celtics have been very good without him. And then he's like, wait a minute, this is my team.
Which-
Somebody has to ruin it.
I think could be beneficial to the Celtics down the road because, all right, let's say I don't think they're gonna beat whoever comes out of the West, whether it's Denver, OKC. Insert.
OKC is fucking killing it again.
I hate SGA, dude.
So do I. He's such a bitch.
He's such a fucking cunt, dude. He's such like the foul merchant thing is that is his and his alone.
Yes, I can't stand that.
Dude, he
shit.
is a fucking cunt, bro. Fuck that dude.
Like every play, every
time
possession, he's like, 3-point play.
leaning into dudes, trying to draw fouls. Like his first instinct is to try to draw a foul.
Every possession, a Euro step. It's like, dude, fuck off,
yeah,
man.
fuck him. Fuck the.
It's so
fuck
shitty
OKC.
watching him play.
It is, but I still don't know if the Celtics could beat them or the Nuggets, depending on who comes out of the West right now. I think those are pretty much. I don't see the Lakers, the Spurs.
Definitely not the Spurs.
Anybody else coming out? Like, no. Well, the Spurs are pretty good right now with Wemby, right? They're on a fucking roll, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but
they're not
Wemby's
they're not. Yeah, I don't know.
he's not gonna hold up.
I don't look around the league and see like really good teams. Like, it's not like, oh, Golden State's out there. They're the team to beat. Or, LeBron, when LeBron was LeBron and he was doing LeBron shit. You're like, oh, okay, no. Like the Lakers are better off without LeBron right now. Which
Bam
is crazy.
had 43 free throw attempts. 43.
Wow.
You know why? Because Barstool, it says SGA watching Bam get 43 free throw attempts. That's perfect. We just talked about it.
That is fucking disgusting, dude.
43 free throw attempts.
How many did Kobe have when he scored 81?
I guarantee you it was not 43.
It can't be.
The other team would have maxed out fouling him.
Was it 05, 06? Was it 06, 07?
I thought it was 06, 07.
I think it was 05, 06. Points. Yeah, 81. Let's see. 20 free throws attempted.
That's it?
Yeah.
Bam had more than double that.
And he missed 2. That's fucking gross, dude. I'm sorry. That's not a good. That's not a good look for the.
No,
NBA.
it's getting worse and worse.
That's not a good look, dude. That's a bad look for the NBA.
It gets the more you look at it's like you're looking at a picture and then you find more and more bad shit with it the longer
Like you
you
said,
look.
dude, that's like an NBA 2K stat line.
Yes, a center with all these stats.
Yeah, unbelievable, dude. Fuck that. I'll never recognize that as a great scoring performance in NBA history. Like, I'm sorry, no disrespect to Bam, but you are in no way, shape, or form going in the same conversation as Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant.
His name's not even Bam, it's Idris. I know. I'm just
Obviously, his name's not Bam, but I'm sorry, I'm just not acknowledging that.
Jesus Christ, man. This was nuts.
43 fucking attempts. How many did he make?
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Player stats, Heat. Come on.
I mean, this is fucking disgusting, dude.
36 of 43. He missed 7.
Fucking bum.
Dude, from 3, he took 22 3-pointers. He hit 7.
I mean, it's actually not bad for a center.
I know, but he's just chucking them. And
So he was just out there chucking it.
yes, and then he took an additional 43 shots from the field. And he only hit 20.
So the worst efficiency ever. But because he just took... So I don't ever want to hear anybody bitch about Kobe being a ball hog in that game ever again.
So wait. So he took 86 attempts total overall?
That's crazy.
86 attempts for 83 points. Wow.
Unreal. Like, that's baffling to me.
Maybe the NBA overnight will stat correct it and he'll tie Kobe.
I don't even see how they could do that.
Then maybe they'll take 1-3 away and they'll be like,
He stepped on the line for 2 of the threes.
Oh, maybe.
His foot was over.
People are going to be analyzing the shit out of every one of those things. 86
That's fucking insane.
attempts.
That's insane. That's lunacy. And not in a good way.
No, that
Like I said, if that was the Joker or SGA or Luka or Tatum even, I could be like, okay. Or Giannis, like, all right, I can get behind that. Like, those guys are elite players, elite scorers, you know. But Bam on 86 attempts with 43 free throws? Fuck you, dude. Honestly, fuck you. That the NBA should have stepped it. Like, somebody should have hit the Buffalo Wild Wings fucking button and been like, get him the fuck out of the game now. If he breaks this fucking record, I swear to God. Like, and I know it's not the record because it still belongs to Wilt, but Kobe's 81 lived in infamy. For 20 years, that lived in infamy. What night was Kobe? It's almost like, because it's almost 20 years to the day. I know, I'm pretty sure Kobe was in February. No, it was January 22nd. You're right. It was the day after my birthday. That's right. January 22nd, 2006. Kobe dropped 81. March 10th, 2026. Bam Adebayo drops 83. What are we fucking doing here, NBA?
yeah, it's a little
What are we doing?
insane to see. I'm glad it happened while we were alive.
Yeah, because I don't know that if I didn't get to live react to this, I wouldn't have even acknowledged it next week. I wouldn't have even talked about it. Wouldn't have even brought it up.
I wonder if it sticks. Do you think something happens overnight where they do like a stat correction?
I could see them being like, oh, he stepped on the line twice. It's only 81.
Or 80. He falls just below it.
Yeah, he stepped on the line 3 times of his 7 made threes. But even then, I don't even know how you can do it because it's all on video. Like, the ball goes up, the ball goes in the hoop. Like, it's black and white. It's not like, it's not like a tackling stat, where they're like, that was only a half a tackle. Yeah, he didn't really initiate that one. It's not one of those unofficial stats. It's an official stat that's kept by a guy at the game and somebody in the NBA. And Vegas is keeping track of this shit, too. Because what does Vegas stand to lose or gain? I mean, could you bet?
That's
could you
interesting.
imagine if you just threw in a fucking bet like, hey, put $100 on Bam Adebayo scoring fucking over 80 points tonight? What?
Well, yeah, no one would ever put that for almost any player.
No, but I'm just
Like
saying.
over 30.
Like, what if you called a bookie and was just like, hey, what are the odds on Bam Adebayo scoring 60 plus tonight? Give me 100 on it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, he gets 43 fucking free throw attempts. You're going to be like, yeah, investigate that motherfucker. He's been hanging out with Chauncey Billups, hasn't he? You fucking slick fucks. Fuck you. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. 774-992-8702. We're going to put a happy little red bow on this show. I think we've covered pretty much everything tonight. We did the obligatory calm the fuck down because your team isn't doing anything in free agency because there's nobody to do anything with anyway speech. We covered Max Crosby. We just covered Bam scoring 81. Sean, World Baseball Classic, any thoughts on that? You watch any of that yet?
I've watched only a little bit.
Wildly entertaining. Great shit.
Roman Anthony's a star for the
Dude,
Red Sox.
The Roman Empire is
Dude,
fucking
he
here.
makes it look. He reminds me of. I was trying to put my finger on it when I was watching him because he's too tall to be like a Mike Trout, right? Because he's an outfielder. I'm trying to think of it like maybe like a young Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? Because it's just effortlessly for him. Like he hits the ball and the ball just fucking explodes.
Bobby hit the other, was it last night or the night before?
Last night.
Last night was awesome. That was a majestic blast.
Nobody in the field moved. Everyone was like, "That's a home run."
A prodigious blast indeed. Did you see Jose Contreras' kid pitching for Brazil?
No.
Like, he got into a jam and ended up striking out Judge.
Can he also just throw nothing but gas?
He was pretty good. I didn't see the game. I just know it happened because I was at work. I couldn't actually watch it, but I was paying attention to it.
It would not shock me if his son just threw nothing but like 100-mile-an-hour balls.
I didn't. I thought Contreras was a Cuban though, wasn't he? Was he Cuban?
Contreras was Cuban because
Well, how is he? So why is this kid playing for Brazil? That was my question.
probably impregnated a woman in Brazil.
Or maybe he just lives in Brazil. Maybe they moved to Brazil. And that's where he was born. I don't know.
Well, remember they had the Yankees had to pay a fee to have him escape from Cuba?
Yeah. Maybe he reclaimed Brazil. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Anyway, I was just curious about it. I didn't know. But no, the WBC is fucking awesome. The Japs are probably going to win it all. Those dudes are fucking insane.
Fucking Japanese.
They're insane with baseball now. Like, it's crazy how good they've become at it in a very short period of time, it seems. And by short period of time, I mean, like, in the grand scheme of baseball.
Oh, shit. Joseph Contreras had just turned 17 when he pitched last night.
That's what I'm saying. He's only 17 years old. And he's striking out Mike Judge. Aaron Judge.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. No, he did not strike out the creator of Beavis and Butthead. Hey, baby. Want to see this strikeout? But no, WBC is fascinating. I'm loving that. I'm having a lot of fun watching those games. NASCAR. Have we had a show since Daytona?
We have not had a show since Daytona.
So we haven't even had a show since Daytona. We got fucked in Daytona with betting. We were close. We had a lot of close calls so far. Atlanta, we had close calls. This week was the worst. I think I had I picked 4 drivers to win this week. Or was it 4 or 5? I think I did a bonus bet for 5. 4 of them were in the top 7. And we still couldn't get a win.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not pleased. And I knew Ryan Blaney was going to win the goddamn race because, well, I picked him to win it, but he was plus 340 to win it. And I was like, nah, no way. I can't pick him at plus 340. Can't do it. He has a loose lug nut. All this shit goes wrong during the race. And somehow, some way, that motherfucker found his way back to the front at the end, past Christopher Bell, who I had picked to win, past Seabell, and ended up winning the race. And I was like, God fucking damn it, dude. How do you have 4 drivers finish in the top 7 and not get a win?
I mean,
That's insane. Do you know how hard that is to do?
I would assume that's pretty hard, but I don't watch a lot
The
of
only guy
NASCAR.
that didn't finish in the top 10 was Chris Buescher, and he finished 13th. And he was running in the top 5 at one point.
Damn.
And he was my long shot on at plus 5,500.
One of these days, I'm going to bet. I remember you texted me, like, hey, remember that 6-7 car? He was in the lead at that point. I was like,
Yeah.
no, thank God he didn't win.
That was funny as shit. That was it not AJ Allmendinger? I forget who it was now. But the NASCAR schedule, I think we were at Darlington this week, I believe. Vegas. That's right. Vegas is this week. I love Vegas. Vegas is fun. Good track. We go to Vegas, then Darlington, Martinsville. God damn it.
The modern state of the NBA. If Bam Adebayo is setting modern scoring records,
Bristol.
you might have to just throw the entire sport in the garbage.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, honestly, like, you're letting Bam score 83 points. Like, what are we doing here? Why am I even, like, if I ever needed more reason to not watch the NBA, there it is. All set. Thank you. All set. Bye-bye.
It is pretty bad.
It's disgusting, dude. But anyway, our cup bets we have not hit yet this year in 4 races, but we've been close on all of them. I think I had, last week at COTA, I think I had 3 3 of my 4 picks finish in the top 5.
Damn.
So that sucked. Did not have Tyler Reddick winning the first 3 races of the season. That was a little bit nutty. Hasn't been done since, I want to say, 1949.
Didn't I accidentally pick Reddick to win as a joke? I was like, I picked Tyler Reddick.
Probably. I'm pretty sure that was in the group chat. So, but anyway, I'll be posting my NASCAR picks for Vegas on Saturday or Sunday morning. Typically, I try to do them Saturday now, but Sunday kind of makes more sense because that's when I get the last odds, the final odds.
Yeah.
And I like to wait. I like to wait on the odds. I don't like to do pre-qualifying odds because I feel like there are guys that don't qualify well that are still going to run well and place and do well. But they'll be up before the race on Sunday. The NASCAR bets will be up, and we'll be doing that again. So I think that's it for tonight, Sean.
I think that's it. I'm just reading Lakers fan on Twitter just losing their minds right now, saying if Bam scores 83 tonight, Kobe's corpse scores 150.
I mean,
that's fucked up.
Do you imagine Kobe taking 86 shots in a game?
That's what the point was.
Like, Jesus Christ. Ben in the chat, best trade as of right now? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know
this year.
Oh, best one that's been completed or one that could be completed?
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
We can't do hypotheticals because we don't know who's available. Because there's always that one surprise guy that like suddenly becomes available on like like say like Justin Jefferson comes out tomorrow and's like, fuck this, I want out.
That would be a huge deal.
Or Joe Burrow, or you know what I mean? Like you just don't know. So I don't know. I mean, best one that's happened. I don't know. I'd probably say the Micah Parsons trade for the Packers, but
that was last year already, though.
I know, but I'm just saying. What other trades have happened since then? I mean, I know the Rams traded for McDuffie.
That one kind of sucks.
Which, I mean, listen, did the Rams overpay for him a little bit? Yeah.
Yes.
But did they get a good player? Also, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like again, I think the Rams probably back in the driver's seat in the NFC for next year. If I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna do the way too early pick for next year, I think I'm going with the Rams if they stay healthy. I don't see why not. Philly will be back in the conversation. I think the Giants are going to be better than people think next year.
The Giants were at the bottom of the floor. I mean, they can only get better.
But if Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo come back healthy, you get Malik Neighbors back healthy. They've got some good pass rushers, a high draft pick, a new coach, a new direction. Things are looking up for Big Blue, so they got that going for them. But I don't know. I mean, best trade right now, I would have to. That's kind of a longy shot-ish. I mean, McDuffie, I guess, would be the one.
No, I'll say Zaire Franklin to Green Bay from the Colts.
That was a good one. Zaire Franklin's a good player.
It's a tackling machine. He wasn't he the tackling leader the last 2 years?
I think so. If he was damn close. So, all right, we'll leave it there. We'll be back next Tuesday night. We're back. We're back on our regular Tuesday schedule. I'm gonna get these.
Yay! No more blizzards.
I'm gonna get these microphones fixed.
It might be 25 degrees next Tuesday, though.
I mean, that's fine. I don't give a shit if it's cold. I just want
no more snow.
Yeah, no more snow. Like there was a chance that we were gonna get another blizzard on Sunday.
Nope, not anymore.
And I was like, please God, no. And then it went north, so I was like, thank Christ.
Yeah, let it fuck over Canada.
Yeah,
they love that shit.
And give it to the mountains. They still want it. They love to ski until fucking April. So
That's right.
They could use all the snow they can get. Give it to them. It's cool. But we will leave it there for tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 9 p.m., 8:45 p.m. I don't know, whenever Sean gets here, between 8:45 and 9
ish.
We'll be live, and we will have another free agency wrap up. We'll do some more NASCAR bets, a little bit of World Baseball Classic. And whatever else. I mean, who knows? God, the way the fucking NBA's going, somebody might drop 90 tomorrow night. So maybe we'll have to talk about that. Anyhow, thank you all for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. It has been a great show. Thank you for everyone that listened in, called, chimed in the chat. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And we'll see you right back here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide next Tuesday night for another episode. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend.
See you next week.
Right.